About myself, I have about 12 years of IT experience. I started my career with C language, and then C language device drivers, and then turned into a complete different stream. So, Sun Solar is system administration, and again one more different stream, data warehouse. Past 8 years onwards, I am working on the same tool, Cognos. So far, I worked for different clients like Johnson & Johnson, Unicorn, HRO, GSK, and IBM also. Okay, so far I completed 6 full life cycle projects. Full life cycle means first of all requirement gathering onwards, designing, development, testing, production, pre-production. In all areas I worked so far. This is about my technical experience. About my teaching experience, I can say so far I conducted many batches, countless, many, more than 200 I can say. Okay, I completed many batches in online, offline, corporate trainings. This is about my teaching experience. All of you are aware about data warehouse. I mean, what is OLTP, what is OLAP? I think you already know that, right? So I am not going to touch there. Or if you want, I'll let you know from the scratch. Which one you prefer?
It's okay if you could go from the quickly from scratch. That would be good actually, just for a reference.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in detail, but just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, let me take my word. Okay. So far we have something like DBMS and add new features. It will become as RDBMS. Add new features. ORDBMS. First of all, what all are these? As per your understanding. These are databases. Then that is about Oracle, Teradata, DB2.
That is also a database.
Those are data. Yeah, those are databases. Oracle, DB2. Those are databases. These are strategies to maintain data on top of a database. If you want to save some data in a database, either you can go for DBMS or RDBMS or OLTP. Okay, you can implement these are strategies to store the data in a database, right? You can go for based on your requirement. Based on your requirement, you can go for DBMS or relational or object-oriented relational database management systems. You can implement these methodologies on top of any database. Any database means Teradata, Netisa, Oracle, DB2. Even in Excel also, you can follow. You can use these methodologies, right? Okay. In the same way, we have one more other methodology, that is data warehouse, DWH, data warehouse. This is also nothing but a strategy or methodology to store the data in a database.
Yes.
Just like these methodologies, data warehouse is also a methodology to store data. You can implement this methodology, data warehouse, in any of the databases theoretically. Theoretically, we can put it anywhere. Everywhere, like Oracle, DB2, Teradata, and it is as I'm telling, in any of the databases we can apply this strategy. All these methodologies follow similar way. Data warehouse, DBMS, RDBMS, object-oriented relational database management systems. All these methodologies follows a similar way, whereas this data warehouse follows a somewhat different way to store the data. Then how it differs? Let me explain. See, for example, in a company employee table, in employee table 1 record, employee number 101 and his name X, assume he is working for our US region. Now we are paying 10,000 as a salary for him. This is a record in our database. Assume. Okay. Assume this is a record in our database. Okay, after some years, some time, we shifted him into our UK branch and UK region and paying 15,000 as salary. Then how this record is going to be changed, or what is the skill statement we're gonna issue here? That means
101x US 15,000. That is equal.
Then you are saying this US, it will become as UK and
salary will become 15,000.
Yeah, like this updation of the record. Okay, updation of the record like this, that is there in these methodologies, in these traditional methodologies. Whereas in data warehouse, don't update the record. Keep the record as it is. as it is and insert one more record with the updated information. Employee number 101, name X, now he's working for UK and we are paying 15,000 as salary. And then later on going forward, after some time, some years, shifted him into our say for example Australia and we are paying 20,000 as salary for him, and now recently we shifted him into our say for example Japan and we are paying 25,000. Like this, what we are doing here. What we are doing here is we are maintaining the history of the employee. We are maintaining the history of this employee. What is the use if I maintain history like this? Now I can do analysis like how much I am spending more on his salary. Initially paid 10,000, now paying 25,000, means I can say we are spending 15,000 more on his salary. As you told, if we update the record at the final, this is only the record which is going to be there in our database. So if I want to do analysis, no, not possible. Okay, so main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Analysis is the main need for the data warehouse. If analysis is not required, no need to construct data warehouse, no need to maintain data warehouse. Okay, clear, right? Then what is about the volume of the data? Yes, it increases drastically.
Yes.
After 5 years, after 10 years, your database, it may contain terabytes of data, gigabytes of data, terabytes of data. Okay, sometimes it may go for petabytes also. I worked on a database, data warehouse, which is having 750 petabytes in size. 750 petabytes.
750. Oh.
Okay, not in all cases. A particular database is there for AT&T. Okay, there I worked for 750 petabytes data. Okay, anyhow, usually data warehouse contains large data, bulk data. So what I'm saying is, theoretically we can put this data warehouse, we can implement this data warehouse methodology in any of the databases, but because of the large volume of data warehouses should contain, the database product, whatever we are going to use for data warehouse, it should contain bulk data support and multi-processing capabilities needs to be there. Otherwise, if multi-processing capability is not there, then the retrieval, the accessing, that may be reading or writing, it will become slow. So the preferred databases for data warehouse is Oracle, Teradata, and nowadays Netezza boxes. Like that we can work with. We implement the data warehouse in the latest methodologies. Okay, latest databases.
Can I ask you
Yes.
something here?
Yes, please.
Viraj. Data warehouse, is it true that we don't keep our current day-to-day live data? You just keep like older data that...
Going forward, you will know that in a couple of months later.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So overall, the main thing is the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Okay. Now let us see about a broad picture of data warehouse. Of course, this is not our area. Don't worry, don't confuse. Just we need to know what is what. Okay, the architecture, the rough diagram of, top level diagram of a data warehouse. Say for example, take any company like Johnson & Johnson. They have multiple departments like R&D, sales, public relations. For R&D, they are using Oracle database. For sales, they are using MS SQL Server. For public relations, they are using MySQL. They are using heterogeneous databases among their organization. They are not using the same database. Why? Why like that? Why can't they use Oracle for all, or why can't they use MySQL for all?
To save money.
Yeah, licensing and first of all requirement. If requirement is there, companies are ready to pay money, bear the license cost. Okay, say for example R&D, they are using Oracle here. What are their requirements here? By spending crores of dollars or crores of amount, by spending on R&D, they got some result. it needs to be protected. It is not supposed to be leaked. So if it is leaked, what happens? The competitors also can produce a similar kind of products by changing small things. So they need to maintain high security here in this department, and not only failed R&Ds, they are not only successful R&Ds, they are maintaining failed R&Ds also in their database, because those are learned lessons. So bulk data support should be there. Overall in the R&D, the requirement is bulk data and high security. When you compare with other products, Oracle can give you that type of environment in a better manner. That is why they are using Oracle here, even though it is costly. For sales, the data volume is something less, and the data sensitivity is also something less. So MS SQL Server, this is enough for their needs here, somewhat cheaper than Oracle. And public relations, what this department contains general information like customer addresses, distributor addresses, kind of a regular information, a general information. So not that much security needed here. Of course, security, it is everywhere, it is a constraint, but not that high level security required here. And the data volume is also less, so they are using MySQL here, open source. Without paying any money, they can use MySQL. So this is enough here. Here for public relations, if they want to use Oracle, yeah, definitely they can use, no one restrict them. But not that much requirement is there. Why to pay money for Oracle? That is the reason. Okay, they are using heterogeneous databases throughout their organization. Okay, these heterogeneous databases, these databases, individual databases, these are called as ODS, operational data sources. Operational data sources. All of them together, the total system, this is called as operational source system. The total thing is source for our data warehouse. Okay, now extract the data from the source system and put that into a temporary database called staging database, and apply transformations on top of that. What is the transformation? Transformation means the count is different from product to product. Different transformations are available, like cleaning, cleansing, filtering, tuning, lookup, aggregator, like that. Many, about 35-40 transformations are there. The count is based on the tool whatever you are using for this one. Okay, I'll give you a basic example for a transformation. Okay, January 1st, 2015, in a bank account number 101, his opening balance is this much. In the same day itself, January 1st itself, multiple transactions are there in this bank account like this. This is the information what I have in my source system. Bring that into staging. Okay, now this data, this is there in my staging database, and we know what is the purpose of data warehouse. That is analysis. Okay, as a bank manager, for my analysis, all these transactions not required. For my analysis, I want to have total deposits and total withdrawals per customer per day. Assume that is my analysis need. So here, if I want to get the total deposits and total withdrawals, I need to do some calculations here, like summation of all deposits and summation of all withdrawals. The type of things are called as transformations. After applying transformations, I am going to get this information, right? Total deposits and total withdrawals. So after applying transformations, load the data into data warehouse. How I am maintaining the records here? January 1st, 2015, account number 101, total deposits how much, total withdrawal how much. That's it. Don't update it, don't delete it. For January 2nd, insert one more record. January 2nd, account number 101, total deposits how much, total withdrawal how much. Like that, keep on maintaining history here in the data warehouse. Okay, this process, extraction, transformations, load, this process is called as ETL process. For ETL, we have different tools are there, like Informatica, Data Stage, Data Manager, like that, many other tools also there. By using the ETL process, we are loading the data into the data warehouse. Assume we are maintaining, say for example, 5 years data here in the data warehouse. What is the purpose of the data warehouse?
One question here.
Yes, one second. Give me a couple of minutes, and I'll come to you for questions. Okay. the data loaded into data warehouse, the tons of data loaded into data warehouse, and as we are discussing, the main purpose of the data warehouse is analysis. One day a sales manager asked me to for some analysis on his sales staff. If I say, boss, the tables are there in the data warehouse, I am granting you access on the tables, so bring your write your own SQL, bring your information whatever you want. If I tell like that, then what happens?
They will fire you.
That is the last day. That's it. Why? Because he's a sales manager. He don't know how to write SQL, how to bring the required information. If you ask like customer trends, consumer trends, government policies, company policies, gross profit, net profit. If I talk like that, he'll explain you on fingertips. Why? Because that is their area, but they don't know how to work with the databases. So the data loaded into data warehouse not usable by user. Instead of doing like that, if I prepare some graphs, charts, pivots, okay, like which shows like these are the top 5 revenue generated employees who are working very good in Asia Pacific. Otherwise, these are the least 10 products which are not at all moving in Americas. If I display like that, if I prepare some presentation, if I prepare some charts, pivots, again a kind of thing, then by seeing the chart itself, they can understand it easily, and they can take their own decisions based on that. So in this data warehouse, one more area is there, that is reporting area. In this reporting area, we are going to prepare reports based on the information that are already presented there in the data warehouse. Of course, we are not going to write back anything into data warehouse. Writing into data warehouse, that is ETL. Already data loaded into data warehouse based on that information which is already presented in the data warehouse. By using the reporting tools, we're gonna prepare reports, that is reporting area. For reporting, Cognos, actually we need to call this as a Cognos BI, Cognos business objects, click view, Pentaho, SSRS, like that many tools are there. I can say at least a dozen of tools are there. Among these dozen of tools, this Cognos BI, this is market leader. At least it is having a 30 to 35% market share in the reporting area. And this is an IBM product, and we are going to learn this Cognos BI. Basically, this Cognos BI, this is a reporting tool. Okay, any questions here in the architecture, in the top level diagram? Vasu, you are asking something?
Yes, I was asking regarding this Cognos Framework Manager. So, will that be that comes under ETL, is it?
No. You will know that in another 10-15 minutes.
Okay, sure.
Raz, you are asking something? You are saying data warehouse contain current information also.
Oh yeah, that's before yes.
Not only history. See, the thing is, this system, this is called as OLTP, online transactional processing. This is a traditional, regular database. This is OLAP, online analytical processing. This is transactional and this is analytical. Okay, see, as I explained you here, this is the information what I have in my source system. This is transactional processing. It contains all the transactions. It may contain history also. Say for example, I opened my account in State Bank of India in 1995. If I go there and if I ask them to provide my full account statement, whether they provides me or not?
They will provide.
Definitely they provide. They may charge something for that. That is different story. So history is there here also in the OLTP also.
Right.
OLAP, it contains the information in another format. I can say consolidated format. See, this is the information what I have in my source system. In this example, for my analysis need is this. So I am taking total deposits and total withdrawals only, and I am maintaining the information in the data warehouse. Okay, this system OLTP, this is useful for me. This is a mandate for me to run my business. And OLAP, this is required for me to do analysis on my running business. I think now you are clear, right?
Right.
Okay, if I want to run my business, I need to have this. If I want to do analysis, I need to have this. Okay, now this system, OLTP versus OLAP. See, OLTP, all the transactions will be recorded here. Take State Bank of India or Bank of America, how many accounts will be there daily, how many transactions will be there. Everything will be recorded here in this OLTP system. So OLTP, number of hits for this OLTP is very, very high. Very high. So this database will be in normalized form. It is in normalized database. What is normalization? Normalization is a process as per the definition. Normalization is a process which reduces the redundancy to get the database server performance, better performance. So here number of hits are very high, so it should be normalized. Whereas in OLAP, this is denormalized. Why? Because as per the definition, as I told you, it won't allow redundancy if you apply normalization. But without redundancy, it is not possible to maintain history. That is why OLAP systems are denormalized. And I am saying it contains tons of data, and again I am saying denormalized. Then what is about the performance? Performance goes down. But the thing is, number of users for this OLAP. I am only the user who is going to do analysis on my bank. I am not going to allow my customers to do analysis on my bank, right? So I am only the user for this system, or my superiors like zonal, regional, like the heads, my company heads. So anyhow, number of users are very less for this OLAP system for data warehouse. Okay, OLTP system, it follows a relational model. So far we know from college days onwards, we know relational model, table A join with B join with C kind of thing. Whereas this OLAP, I mean data warehouse, it follows multi-dimensional model. Multi-dimensional model. Why multi-dimensional model here? Is there any known bugs with the relational model so far? No. From past 30-40 years onwards, people are using data relational model. No bugs. It is very robust system. Then why we are using multi-dimensional model here? This is not like something wrong with OLTP. I mean something wrong with the relational model. That is why we are using multi-dimensional model here. No, not like that. The purpose is different. This is not the right time to discuss about those two. I mean relational versus multi-dimensional. In our tool itself, we're gonna create multi-dimensional modeling. Then I'll explain you about the differences between those two. Why multi-dimensional model? I'll explain you that later. Any questions so far?
Not from me.
Shravan, are you able to hear me? Okay. Anyhow, now we need to talk about this Cognos BI, one of the reporting tools and widely using tool. And I know so far IBM sold 32,000 licenses on this Cognos BI. I can say more than 30% of the users is there in the BI market in the reporting area. Okay. Now, if I say Cognos BI, usually people say like this is a data warehousing tool. No. Cognos is not only a data warehouse tool. Cognos basically this is a reporting tool. To create reports, we need to have some source data, right? You can get the data from here, I mean data warehouse, or you can straight away get the data from here also. Or you can get the data from Excel sheets, flat files or not. We can get the data from everywhere and we can create reports based on the data that what we have already. This is basically a reporting tool. And just now, then what is data warehouse? So far as we discussed, if you get the data from here, you can get the history or consolidated data, or if you get the information from here, you can get the live data. That is the difference between them. Okay, overall Cognos BI, this is a reporting tool. Same tool, sometimes we say this Cognos BI as querying tool, and sometimes we say this is as reporting tool, and sometimes we say this as business intelligence tool, and sometimes we say this as a decision support system. The same tool, in different aspects. Why we call this in with these many different names? Querying tool. First of all, let us see about this querying tool. Being a tool, Cognos prepares queries automatically. No need to write any select star from. No, nothing required. Being a tool, Cognos creates queries automatically. In the worst case, assume the query prepared by Cognos is not meeting my requirement. Of course, it won't happen. It prepares properly. Assume, in worst case, the query prepared by Cognos is not meeting my expectation, my requirement. Then I want to edit the SQL generated by the tool. Yes, you can edit the SQL generated by the tool. And one more case, I did not want to allow Cognos to write SQL. I want to write SQL myself. Yes, go ahead and write yourself. Freehand SQL, freehand reporting. Okay, that is why we are calling this tool as querying tool. And one significance of the Cognos tool is it possible to write query? Otherwise, all of you know about Oracle sample tables, employee and department, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Assume employee table is there in Oracle, department table is there in DB2. So, can you write the SQL by joining those two tables, Oracle and
Yes,
DB2?
we can.
There's two different databases, so I guess no.
Is it possible to write SQL by joining those two databases?
Yes,
People respond.
yes, you can.
As Vasu
You can join the.
and
I
who's the
don't
other?
have much experience with databases, but I am guessing that it is possible if we join it.
I know we can join within the same database for sure, different tables, but I don't know this answer.
Okay. It is not possible to join heterogeneous databases to write SQL, but the tool, it can manage it. Okay, you can join heterogeneous databases into same query. And now reporting tool. Now what I'm saying about this querying is being a tool, Cognos creates queries automatically. If you want to edit the SQL, you can edit the SQL prepared by the tool. If you want to write SQL, you can write. And here one beautifulness of Cognos in the querying area is you can join heterogeneous databases into a single query. Okay. Okay, now reporting tool. By using the Cognos tool, we are going to prepare reports. Reports means I'll give you some rough examples for reports. What is a report and how it will be helpful for the business. Of course, for this I am not going to use the Cognos tool. I am using my Excel. To Excel to prepare this. Just this is for your information. What is a report and how it will be useful for business. Okay, in a company, a sales manager is there. He is asking for his sales staff performance. He wants to see his staff, how much revenue generated by them in August month and September month, and he wants to see whether their performance is increasing or not. Now I am preparing this information. I am preparing the report. Staff name, revenue in August, and revenue in September. Okay, staff name A, assume he sold 2 lakh worth of goods in August and 2,20,000 here, and his performance increased by 20,000. One more employee B, okay, 2 lakhs. Assume he sold 2 lakhs only. He also sold 2 lakhs only in August, and here 1,80,000. His performance degraded by 20,000. And let us take one more employee C. Assume he also sold 2 lakh worth of goods only in August, and here 2,50,000. So his performance increased by 50,000. Creating this type of reports. Creating this type of reports is our role as a Cognos developer. This is our role to create this type of reports. Once the report development done, then submit the report to the manager who requested you. Now the manager, he started doing analysis on this report. Staff A, His performance increased by 20,000.
Sure.
Okay, here his performance increased by 20,000. Okay, well and good. B, his performance degraded by 20,000. He's not doing well. What to do with him? Provide some training or motivate him, otherwise terminate him. Like that, the managers, they are taking their own decisions depending on this type of reports. Staff C, he's topper among all his employees, so give him some cash incentive. A, his performance increased but not that much great, so don't give him any cash incentives, send him some appreciation mail kind of thing. Okay, like that, the managers, therefore, they're taking decisions based on this type of reports. See here, they need to focus more on this negative performing candidates. Well, because of these candidates, we are losing our business, and this is advantage to competitors. I'll give you some rough example. Here B, the manager, they need to focus more on these negative performed employees. Well, because okay, I'll give you some rough example. Assume we are working for Colgate paste, and this B responsibility is to distribute our Colgate paste in all the outlets in a particular geographical area. He is not working properly, he is not distributing properly, that is why his performance is degrading. Okay, we have a customer who is using our Colgate paste from past 10-15 years. Why he is continuing with us for that much long time? He likes some flavor, some quality in our paste, and he is continuing with us. One day, his paste completed, his paste out. He wants to buy a new paste. He went to an outlet and he asked for our Colgate. Because of this B, he is not distributing properly in that outlet, our paste is not available. But using paste, there is a daily need. That is the reason our customer bought some other paste like Pepsodent. He started using that. He may like something there. Once he likes something there, he will never come back to our Colgate paste again. All these are happening because of this B only, right? So, the managers need to focus more on this negative performing candidates. Not only these 3 records, assume we have some 200 records like this. Out of them, some second records, some 115 records, some 180 records. Those are having negative numbers. The manager needs to search who are in negative. Instead of doing like that, if I highlight the records like this, by seeing the report itself, we can understand and he can take decisions accordingly, right? Any questions here?
No.
Okay. I'll give you another example, one more example for reporting. In a company, a procurement manager is there. He wants to buy 100 systems for a project. 100 computer systems for a project. This is not the first time. They are bought multiple times, and they are maintaining their dealers and their qualities in their data warehouse. Qualities in the sense how they are charging, how about the service, how fast they are able to deliver the systems, like that. So I am trying to create a report. I am taking dealer X, dealer Y, and dealer Z. Here's price, service, duration. Okay. Here I want to give ranks. Out of 5, 1 is best and 5 is worst. 1, 3, 5. Let us give everything average here. 5, 3, 1. Okay, now submit the report to the manager who requested you. Now the manager started doing analysis on this. Dealer X, price 1 means he is giving best price, service average. Okay, duration 5 means worst duration. This is not like months kind of thing. 1 week 10 days delay is there with X. Dealer Y, everything is average. Dealer Z, price 5 means worst, he is charging much. Of course, this is not like double triple, something high than others, competitively high. And service average, duration 1 means best, he can deliver the systems immediately. Okay, now what the manager situation is, he needs to start the project immediately. In that case, he wants to buy 100 systems for that project. Then to whom he is going to place the order? Either X or Y or Z?
G.
He'll go for Z, because he look for best duration. Because he
Why?
needs to start them. That is depends again. Okay, here in this case, price is not that much important. He needs to start the project immediately. That way I'm saying this is not like double triple. So he go for Z, because best duration. Okay, one more situation. Till now the project is in discussion stage, not yet confirmed, not yet finalized. There is no guarantee that we are going to get the project, but to project them, we want to buy 100 systems. Then to who is going to place order?
X.
We'll go for best price now. Because duration, 1 week, 10 days, this is not the important now. Still now the project is in discussion stage, so we look for best price, right? Like this, before taking decisions, the managers need to depend on this type of reports. Without considering this type of reports, if they take decision, what happens? Either they may lose time or they may lose money. If they need to start the project immediately without considering this report, if we place the order to X, then what happens? Duration 5, project will be delayed. Okay. Okay, by using the Cognos tool, we are preparing the reports. That is why we are calling this as a reporting tool. And these are the examples for report. In the Cognos tool, we call this as list report. It shows you record by record, record by record like that. And this is called as a cross tab report. Cross tab. We need to do comparisons here. What is this number? What is this number? Wise service, right? Like that, we need to perform intersection between rows and columns, to get the values. This is called as cross tab report. Okay, and again, yeah, business intelligence tool. By using Cognos tool, we can do the analysis on the running business. This is one of the examples for that. And decision support systems. This is the example for decision supporting. Any questions here? Are we good?
So on that example, can you go back to the spreadsheet, please? So on the second example, we have only X, Y, Z there, right? What happens? Yep. Let's say we have 200 of those. Then is there any way
we can display 200, or right. In those 200, I want to see top 5.
Okay, got it.
Among 200, I want to see top 5, or I want to see top 3.
So is that something Cognos will do it? We'll tell the tool to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and now let us see the different versions. EP6, Enterprise 6, that almost 12-13 years before. Okay, and then they started EP7 series 10 years back, and then Cognos ReportNet, and different subversions are there like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then they released Cognos 8. Here versions like 8.1, 8.2, 8.3 and 8.4, and then they released Cognos 10 series. Here 10.1, 10.2, 10 subversions, 2.1, 10.2.2. This is the recent release in last month or prior last month. Released this one. And I am explaining on this, and we provide you the software, okay, of the Cognos 10. Almost from here, almost all these looks like same. There is not that much major difference between them. These are the different versions, and we are learning on this one. Okay, and what else? Yep. Now let us see what are the different tools are available in Cognos. Divided into web-based applications and Windows-based applications. First of all, what is web-based and what is Windows-based? Anyone, please?
Web-based, you need a
Windows-based, you need to install.
Yeah, you need to have a server on your computer. Web-based, you don't have to have a server.
Not server, software.
Well, okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, now I am taking my Windows Media Player. Where can I see this? Windows Media Player or VLC Player, whatever it may be. Go to open that and see, right click, file, open URL. Here I can specify some remote file path. The file is coming from the web and I am watching the movie in my Windows Media Player. Then which type of application is this? I am watching from the movie from the web. Is this Windows based or web based?
Windows based.
This is Windows based only. Even the file is coming from the web. That is not the important thing whether the media is on your machine or coming from web. The Windows Media Player tool, this application installed by us in our machine. This is a Windows based application. Orally the Windows based application means you need to have some software in your machine. Web based means nothing required in your machine. Everything come from web, just like Gmail.
Yes.
Okay. In web-based applications, the first one is Cognos connection. This is entry point kind of thing for all the remaining reporting applications. If you want to access any of the reporting applications, first of all, you need to connect to Cognos connection portal. From there onwards, you can find links for these reporting applications. All these are for reporting only. Then you may ask, why these many tools for reporting? Okay, as a developer, we are going to work with this Repo Studio. Why? Because this is the it contains all the features for reporting provided by IBM. And Query Studio, Analysis Studio, these two are basically not meant for the developers. These are for end users to create their own ad hoc reports. If I say this Repo Studio as superset, then Query Studio and Analysis Studio, these two are just like subsets for Repo Studio. Then you may ask, we already have the superset, then why these subsets like Query Studio and Analysis Studio? As I told you, these two are for end users to create their own ad hoc reports. Then you may ask, as a developers, our team is there to develop the report, then end users, why they need to create their own reports? Okay, usually what happens is, as a developer, if you want to do some development activities, first of all, the user then is to post their requirement to you. You need to get 100% clarity what they are asking. If you have any questions, you need to schedule a meeting with them and talk with them. Orally, you need to get 100% clarity on that. And then you need to prepare the report design documents. Okay. And then you need to submit them for review. If any review comments are there, you need to address them. If everything is okay, if review is signed off, then only you need to do the development activities. Once development done, you need to test the report yourself to to confirm whether report is showing accurate data or not. Unit testing. If it is okay, then move that to testing people. Testing will those people will play with that. If any bugs are there, you need to fix them. If everything is okay, then only the report goes to end user. This is a life cycle, right? Maybe the thing is the same. You need to follow the project life cycle. Okay, to do all this stuff, a small report, it will take at least 2 to 3 days to complete it. At least 2 to 3 days. I know some reports which are running more than months. Why? Because usually initially they ask like this, and once we present the rough what is the initial draft, then say no, change this. Like that it happens. Okay. So if the report developers want to do the development, you need to follow the life cycle, project life cycle. This is common not only in Cognos, in any IT development. Okay, but for the end user, the requirement is not that much great by simply dragging and dropping. They want to create their own report. For that, we have Query Studio and Analysis Studio. These two are basically for end users. With a limited features, Query Studio and Analysis Studio are there for end users. Okay, Event Studio, this is event monitoring kind of thing. Say for example, each month end if any of my salespersons cross 5 lakhs revenue generation, I want to send them an appreciation mail. I can do the type of activities by using this Event Studio. Okay, what I'm saying is orally all these are reporting tools. Of course, in Cognos 10 series, some two other applications are also added here. Business Insight Advanced. In the same name in 10.2.2, Workspace Advanced. Those are also reporting applications only. Any questions here?
So new additions will also be covered in this course, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, that is why I raised those names. Okay, now all these are reporting applications. What I'm saying is these tools can produce queries automatically. No need to write any select statements. Then, without knowing anything about our database, how these tools produce SQL? See, for example, all of you know about Oracle sample tables, employee and department, right? Again, the same old question.
Yes.
Assume you don't know employee table and department table. If I ask you to write join between them, even though you are very good at query writing, is it possible with you to write SQL between employee and department without knowing the tables?
No, you need to know the table names.
Table names, common column and everything you need to know, right?
Right.
You don't know anything about them, but I am asking you to write SQL. Even though you are very good at query writing, it is not possible with you. In the same way, for these tools are capable enough to write SQL, but without knowing anything about our database, no, these tools, no, not able to write SQL. Then, for that, here we have a Windows-based framework manager application is there. In the framework manager, we need to, what we do is, we need to import all the tables from the database and we need to apply the join conditions, and is there any predefined calculations, predefined filters, and what is the security mechanisms we need to follow. Everything we need to specify here, all those things together called as modeling. Okay, once the modeling done in framework manager, we need to create a package and publish the package. By using the published package, I mean, if you want to work with any of the reporting applications, you need to have the source package published from the framework manager. Now, in form of the package, these tools knows about SQL. From there onwards, these tools can produce queries automatically. I'll give you some rough example. You may have some confusion between what is framework manager and what is reporting tools. So, I'll give you some rough example. Consider you as these reporting applications and me as framework manager. Okay, in the framework manager, what I'm doing is I'm writing everything about the employee table and department table. You don't know them, assume like that. I'm writing everything employee table and department table on a paper. Employee table, it is having columns like employee number, department numbers, manager code, salary, commission, blah blah blah. Department table, it is having columns like department number and location. If you want to join these two, use department number, this is the common column. Like that, I am putting everything on a paper. Consider that paper is a package. Now, if I give you the package, I mean, if I give you the paper, if you look into the paper, you know employee and department tables. From there onwards, you can write queries on your own. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. In this scenario, I am writing about employee table and department table in a wrong manner. I myself am writing in a wrong manner. Just based on my narration only, you are preparing the queries here. So, you prepare wrong SQL, obviously we're gonna get a wrong result. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me?
With you in a framework manager.
With me only in the framework manager. So I can say framework manager, this is a hard kind of thing for total Cognos.
Yes.
If we do anything wrong here in the framework manager while doing the models, based on that, all these tools can produce wrong SQL and we're going to get wrong results.
So this should be like a garbage in, garbage out kind of thing.
Okay. And now transformer, I'll come back to this transformer a little bit later. In working projects, how it will be? First of all, we need to do framework manager modeling, and then we start working with Repo Studio. We are going to learn in a reverse way. We are going to learn Repo Studio at first, and then we're gonna learn framework manager. But working wise, in real time, first framework manager and then reporting. But we are going to learn in reverse way. Why? Because as I'm saying, if I change something here, definitely that will reflect in this reporting. So if you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening there at reporting, first of all, you need to know the reporting. You need to know how Cognos behaves while preparing the queries. If you know that, then while explaining the framework manager, I can say, see, I am changing something here. See how it is reflecting in the reporting. I can give you the comparisons. If you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening there at reporting, we need to know repository at first. That is the reason we are going to cover repository at first. And once we are done with that, then framework manager modeling. Once we are done with that, then we will move on to this Cognos connection here. Cognos connection, this is some administrative topics are there. In my class, this is not meant for the dedicated admins. Okay, not meant for the dedicated administrators. Of course, we are going to learn the topics which are useful for a developer. Not only useful, we are going to cover more features than required for a developer. And once we are done with that, Query Studio, Repo Studio, Event Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio. And then Business Insight Advanced. And about this transformer, this is a cube creation tool. Of course, the license is different and the course is different. I'll give you a overview on this transformer in the sessions itself. This is our agenda. Any questions here?
So why we need cube?
Cube means that if you know what to say, from the database, it fetches the data into it and it holds the data in it. You can play with that. Just like you know the cubes, right? For kids, which is having 6 faces. Some cubes may have 8 faces.
Right.
You can see multiple ways in that. The similar kind of thing we can do here.
Okay.